Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Lisa and this is the Girl Meets Yarn episode 41. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Lisa and today is March 22nd, 2022. Today is a Tuesday and here in the Pacific Northwest, or where I live, which is in Seattle, the kids are in spring break. And I say that because my daughter is sleeping downstairs. She decided to stay with us for the spring break, which is surprising because she had a trip that she was leaving for today, and she decided pretty much this morning that she didn't want to go. And we were like, okay. So trying to crank this up before she gets up and start being Stella. Yeah, because she will open the door, and if you know my daughter, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but I recorded this intro already. Actually I recorded on a Sunday because I had a little window of time and I had, extra time, so I sat down and it was really difficult to edit because I was not prepared. Not that I'm prepared today, but it was something. And then this morning I just did the intro and I deleted it. I was like, okay, great. Anyway, we'll do it again. Let's get this out of the way. So, if you don't follow me on Instagram, my handle is Mary Lisa Lugo, and that's my personal account. I always warn you about it because I know some people get mad that I don't only share knitting. I don't curate my Instagram, which there's nothing wrong curating your Instagram, but I don't do that. And then my Ravelry is Mary Lisa Lugo, and I said last time, which it was 3 weeks and a couple days ago, which I mean, I've been back in 3 weeks recording it again. Let's take a moment. Okay. I said that I was going to get on my Ravelry and organize it, and I did add some new projects and the likes, but I have not done much. So I noticed that I have to go through and purge a little bit my library because there's some things that I don't feel that I want to make anymore. And then, like a new whip that I have today, I felt like it was the time because every time I see this pattern, I was like, oh, I'm in love. Anyway, but when we get into that, I have 2 FOs today, and then I have 2 whips, which one is a new whip, and the other one I dug it out of my graveyard of whips right on the corner of my room. So it is the most exciting sweater right now, and I cannot wait to finish this and just get knitting. Okay, just saying, let's get this out of the way. So let's get started. So just a friendly reminder that every pattern that I'm going to talk about is going to be on the description box below. And I want to try also to add the yarn that I'm using. If I have a link and the yarn is in stock, I will link it down because I get a lot of messages like, where you got that yarn? And I'm like, oh my god. And I'm sending the link a couple times out. Okay, I need that time for my knitting. Okay, just saying. Not that there's any problem you DM me in asking me. I am more than happy to help, but just to have everything concentrated, right? And I also have a timestamp down there, so you click on the hyperlink and it will jump to whatever you want to see, if that's your jam. And I have no problem with that. Anyway, so let's get started with my finished objects. Change of scenery, because so the light was not cooperating with me and it was blowing my face out of proportion. So it was like white, and then when I check the light pattern, it was like super high on this side and not this side, so I couldn't balance it. So I changed it around. I have my serger. I have not organized anything here. I was working on some cloth napkin, and I have Rio Knits, which she has a podcast here on YouTube as well, asked how I made my napkins, and I didn't even measure. I bought a pack of fat quarters and I divided that in fourths, and then like I said, I didn't measure at all. And I then whenever I search, which I search the inside or them rights together, I search, then I kind of like square them up, but I don't like this is just gonna be for my personal use, so there's no need for me to measure. I just square them with my serger, and then I turn them inside out, and I am about to just do the border, and I think I'm gonna do like a decorative border, but that's it. That's what I've been working on this side, so that's why it's like all dirty and whatever. But let's talk about finished objects, because that's what we're here for. So I may refer or look down to my little note board and my 2022 knitting and sewing journal that I showed you last time. I've been loving this. I do have several. This is not my first time doing it, but love that I started a new one, that is a fresh one, that I can have it on my knitting basket, which is really pretty much right here. And I can carry it around, and sometimes when I feel like I love something, I'll write it down. If I hate something, or you know, the 5 stages of grief with my knitting, I may refer to it because it was really interesting, especially on my whips, or one of the whips that I'm working right now. But last time I talked to you all, I was on I had 3 whips. 2 were the same pattern, which is this one. Oh, and then before we lost the mannequin. There's no way I can bring it here, so I will wear it for you. Last time I talked to you all, I have 2 sweaters that were the same pattern, which is the Simple Stripes by Suvi Knits, and one I finished and the other one is on hibernation, and I'm going to tell you why. I have such a hassle. It was not a hassle, it was just like, it was a hassle. It's a hassle. It was a freaking hassle, okay? I almost burnt this to the ground, and I'll tell you why. And because of that, I need a little break from stripes. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on a nice project bag, get all the itty bitty pieces of yarn that I have left for the sleeves, have it all together and ready to go with the needle. And then whenever I feel like it's time to finish, which it's gonna be probably before I podcast next. But whenever I watch TV and the likes, I like to have always a stockinette project, and I have said that many times. So loving it, and I've not been watching any series. I have finished all my series, but I know Bridgerton is coming this week, or I think today. I don't know. So getting ready for it. Anyway, so let's talk about my first finished object, which is again the Simple Stripe by Suvi Knits. This is a pay pattern, and I noticed today that it's high up there in price. It's $8 and something, which I don't want to. Why there's grids here? Hold on. I don't want to give or criticize people's price points, because I know for sure making a pattern, having tech edited and whatever, but it's quite a simple sweater. So that's what, or I will cement what I say last time, that if you have a raglan pattern that you love, that is fingering weight or probably any other weight, and you want to use that because you already tested it, go for it. If you don't, if you're a newbie and you want to have a very simple raglan top down sweater, this will definitely be a good one. I loved it. The only thing that I didn't like was the roll edge, and I will talk about that. But this FO, and let me get up so you can see it on, and I cannot, ooh, can I push this back? Yeah. So here it is in all its glory. I am wearing it with some black leggings, so nothing fancy, but well, not fancy for today. I need to podcast so I can use my sweater, because I like to talk to you all and show you all my my knitting, and then use it. And sorry, I'm looking up into my screen, and I know some people complain about that we should look at the camera. Number one, I don't work in a TV station, okay? Just saying, I'm not trained, okay? So people that work in television, they go to school for it. And number two, my camera is a little problematic. I need a new one, and Carlos is like, it's not happening anytime soon, because I have I've been talking for 6 minutes and I haven't said anything. Anyway, so my camera is a little problematic, so sometimes I get out of focus. I'm trying to make sure that you are on focus, or I am in focus, so you can complain. Because we know there's a lot of people that complain. And with that said, and I'm gonna seal that with the fact that YouTube took away, or for instance here, the dislike button. And since they took the dislike buttons out, people don't dislike as much. So you wanted to be seen, I'm sorry, YouTube took that out from you. Let's get on. Okay, so love this sweater. I was last time on the sleeve, and the basics for this, this is made with a new size 4 needle. I use a 3 for the neck. I did change to make a twisted rib just to make it more polished and more like together. I don't know, sometimes I hate with passion the twisted rib, but I love how it looks, so I push through and stop complaining. Sometimes I just, or I will go into my cute little journal and I will bitch to it. Sorry, I curse here on this podcast. I hope you don't get offended. But I did a twisted ribbed. Love the color stripes. I didn't manage my colors. I bought a kit from Skein O'Mine. It was the Countdown to Cupid, and I took, or I didn't think about managing anything. I just opened the day and I knit the day, and it was kind of a cute challenge. I did 14 videos of that, so I did a little vlog section, and you can refer to it on my YouTube. Anyway, so I didn't manage any of the colors. It was 13 colors, and then the last 13 minis, 20 grams, and then the last one was a full skein, which it was 100 grams. So I used the formula that Leslie Flint did, which is my same size. I think she's small medium, I'm more of a true medium. So she switched every 13 rows, and at the beginning it feels like it's very wasteful, you know, like you have all this, but I think in the long run it makes sense. It's just more more cohesive. It just feels more intentional, not like a big block and then you have a skinny and get skinnier when you go down. So this way it looks kind of like more intentionally that it's truly a striped sweater. Anyway, so I knew I had 14 colors total that I wanted it from here down. If you see, I have way more than 14 colors. So I was here when I started it. It's been 9 minutes, and I think this is gonna be a long as FO episode or section. So I started here. I follow so it was 13 rows on the body and then 10 rows on the sleeves, so you have enough for both sleeves. You can also do like a bigger block and then just whatever, but I wanted it for it to, like I said, keeping cohesive. So I started with going down with it, and then when I finish, this color, which is the one that comes in the kit, was right here. Was right on the inside of my elbow, and I'm not a fan of having anything cut right here. If you put a coat on, it rolls like funny. It bothers me. It just don't look good. I like more of a 7/8 like this one. I think this is more like, well, like 3/4, I will say, or all the way full instead of having just something that cuts right here. So just like, you know what, I'm gonna add some colors. So I went on my mini basket, which is this big, and I pulled 4 colors that I thought were more, or kind of like this palette, we'll say. I wish I have added a blue here, but you know, it's okay. I'm not gonna knit it again. I'm gonna tell you what. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna add 4 more. I added 4 more, and I was right here. I did the fold over edge on my sleeve, and I was like, okay, I'm happy, I'm content. Then I went to the second sleeve, and then when I went into, which one? Okay, so into this color was the first decrease. So you start right this color with the first decrease. When I looked over, I know that I have a big piece of here. I know. So I'm like, what's going on? When I look to the other sleeve, I noticed that I have not incorporated this color at all. And I was like, really, Mary Lisa? Like, you did that? Yes, I did, okay? So I threw this to the floor, pretty much stomp on it. I was so mad because I already finished this freaking sleeve, okay? And you don't know this, but I hate sleeves. Everybody, I hate sleeves, okay? I think it's just like the tiny circumference. I don't do magic loop. If I magic loop, you will see the jog. I was just like, okay, so relax. It's gonna be okay. You're going to just do a surgery on it. You will probably get some YouTube videos and know how to add a color without re-kneading the whole thing. It happened. No, it was not good. Anyway, so here I am. I'm like, okay, so I have a plan for this one. I'm going to fix it. I want to add the color here. So I added the color, and I know it's really long, but you're knitting, so it's okay. More time for you to knit. So I keep on going, and I was like so excited. When I write down here, right in this color, I was just like, why I have so much of this color? Well, this color and this color is not the same color. They may look the same, but this color is this color. I almost lost it. I almost finished this sweater. I almost did a mom. And you know what a mom is. You have been on this podcast long enough. I will bring scissors and cut this into pieces. I was this close. Just like, are you kidding me? It was something. And I just took a quite long break from this sweater and decided to finish the other one. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to go in chronological order. We're going to go into this sweater first. So a week had passed by. I started again, and I decided to keep the color. And I don't think, you know, people will not notice. This one is a little bit more yellow than that. I don't know if you can see. It's very not noticeable. This has more pink and whatever, and this is more yellow, but I don't think from an airplane you will see it. If I don't point it out, you will not know. Anyway, so when I arrived to the roll edge part, I was just like, you know what, I'm not loving it. I did the whole thing. I ripped it back, and I did the twisted rib. So I finished with the twisted rib, and I love how it looks. I wish my hem was twisted rib, but I'm not, it's not gonna happen. Okay, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be. So here comes Mary Lisa, goes to the other side and decides to do a surgery. I tried, but because the first decrease is right on this color, I had 2 stitches pretty much per row or per color, which it was, I I wanted it, I don't think it will matter if I did have 2 more stitches for this block, but I didn't want to risk it, and it was just gonna be so difficult because I have weave some of the ends. I have weave up to here, which it didn't matter because I was just like, you know, even though I weave the ends a little bit because I have 2 stitches per row, I'm gonna have a little bit, so I unraveled the whole thing because I thought I could. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and knit from the detached sleeve, but because I have some decreases, it was just a hot mess. Anyway, I unraveled the whole thing, I re-knit the whole thing, and I made the twisted rib. Oh, I think I finished this twisted rib first, and then I went back and I ripped this up and I finished this up. So it was a hassle, okay? It was ridiculous, and I didn't even feel joy when I finished it. It was not because it was not joyful, it's because the sleeves, I knit 3 sleeves, okay? And I have 2 arms. But I learned my lesson. I think I have, let me show you. Sorry, so I have this that I thrifted because I want to make a lace shirt. Okay, hold on, let me show you that. Not that it's matter, but $1 for 2 yards, and I got quite some of those, and I've got 2 yards 50 cents. So I want to make a shirt out of that, and I cannot wait. Anyway, so I put all my yarn here. This is all what I have left, and some of the minis or some of the colors I have nothing left. I think I could have done 1 more row if I wanted it, but it's okay. Oh, look, my scissors are here. I was looking for this. Anyway, if you are gonna make this and you're done with these colors right here, just put them aside, because I think that's why I had that grabbing what I was not supposed to, because I have all my minis on this cute little basket from Target. But yeah, just a little note: if you are done with some of the colors, just put them completely aside, especially the ones that you're not going to use on the sleeve, so you don't make any errors that I did. Probably you have more contrast than I did, but anyway, that's it. I'm loving it. I cannot wait to wear it out and about, and it's so pretty. Let's talk about the other FO. The other FO is equally epic. No, the other one is more regal, like I arrived. Let's talk about finished object number 2, and I have a grid on my screen and it's driving me bonkers. Anyway, my hair is getting flat. Second day here. You know, these curls are something. Anyway, let's talk about the Lawrenson Sweater by Lily Kate Franz. I love this sweater, and I decided to make it because I saw Jackie from the Cottage Jack's Knits podcast talk about and saw her, and I loved it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And I messaged her, and she said that she had some extra skeins of yarn and she was going to send them to me. She did, and I bought, I think it was like 3 more. I think she sent me 2, and then I bought 3. I have 1 full skein that I even whined, and I don't know what I did that for, but I caked up and I didn't use, so it's gonna be okay. But I have that and around 20 grams. So yeah, I have the quantity that I needed for my size. So this is made in Aran weight. I use the Cotton Blue Aran yarn, and I'm gonna lay it down because I forgot the name of it. I made a size 36-38 bust, which is like a medium. I didn't get swatch. I use US size 8 needles, and I use 4 skeins instead of 5, but I was supposed to. Anyway, this is a pay pattern, and again, it's $9.63. Love this pattern because you have the options of doing a waist shaping if you want something a little bit more tight, and It's quite, it doesn't have a lot of positive ease. I think it said that it had like 1, 2, 3, and mine, it's yeah, it's quite I will say it has like a couple, probably like an inch or two of positive ease. Anyway, last time I talked to you all, I had finished one sleeve, which I thought it was kind of genius the way she did, and I'm gonna refresh your mind. You pick up for the sleeves and then you do some increases right here just for the poof, and then you start working back and forth doing short rows, which I don't mind purling at all, and all two you get right here, so you have a couple of stitches on the needles, and then you start working on the round. I follow Jackie's suggestion, or what she did, her notes, that she started the rib at 5 inches instead of 6 or 7. I don't know which one which one is accurate, but I follow Jackie's, and I love the length that I have. I have a little bit of extra here, but it's not too overpowering. Doesn't look I don't know, it just I think balloon, it's great, but you need to, sometimes I've seen some balloon sweaters, especially in sewing, that they're exaggerated and it takes away from the cuff, and I think just keeping the cuff as an element of design is important. So I think if I should have done it longer, it will have hit right on my the inside of my elbow, or it will, the balloon or the extra will have taken away from the cuff. So I'm happy with how it looks. Let me stand up so you can see how it looks on. There's a little difference here because I use one skein up, and then here I use another one. It's just a couple or very little difference. I don't think it matters that much, and it doesn't bother me. The speckles look different here because you work back and forth. So you start with one of the, you start with the back, and then you do a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you get the two shoulders in the front together. You work back and forth until you reach the armhole, and you attach the back, which you have done the same thing, and you work on the round until you start with the rib on the waist. You can do waist shaping or not. Like I said, I skipped some of the design on the side of the waist because I thought because it's so busy you will not be able to see that. So, and I think I will stand by my decision because right now it's very not busy, but I think it will have not made any difference. Anyway, so after I finished both of the sleeves, I move into the neck. So you pick on for the neck, and you have a couple of rows, more than I thought we needed. And I was like, what's going on? But in true fashion, Manny said that they don't read her instructions accurately. So you have a roll over or fold over neck, and I love it because it gives kind of like a nice finish. It looks really pretty, and I wish I have added a couple more so it will come up a little bit higher on my neck, but I did what I was supposed, and I love the end product. I went ahead and I wet blocked it, and because I didn't gauge swatch, I didn't know how the yarn was going to behave while wet, and sorry, I'm a little, there you go. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know how it was going to behave, so I blocked it aggressively. I went ham on it, and then the yarn did give a you know, kind of like relax a tad, and it was really big. So I don't know if this is accurate or not, if I did okay or it was supposed to do, but I was going to re-blocked it, and what I did, I just have a kind of like a sprayer for my hair that I wet my hair for the damn curls that are driving me crazy these days. So I wet a little bit, like I misted with a little bit of water, and then I just kind of like bring it back to what I wanted it, and it feels better because it was huge for me. It was huge, and I didn't let it dry completely while I was blocking it, so I think that also helps. So it's so beautiful, and I'm so excited I did add my tag and the whole thing. So this is ready to hit the road and take me places. So now let's talk about work in progress. And oh my god, I'm so excited to show you what I have because it's so pretty. Anyway, let me get my whips. Okay, let's talk about work in progress. And my first work in progress, it's a sweater that I have had in my radar for a couple years, not that long. But even though the pattern is not actually new, I have not stopped feeling the same way about it. And it's the Whitmoor Sweater by Amy Loden. She's a tailorist studio on Instagram, and she came out with this sweater I think in the beginning of 2020. I right away bought it. Then she came out with the cardigan version, and I mean, let's not talk about cardigans because you know, guys, I have a problem making cardigans, but I would love to make this one like this version in a cardigan version, but I have not finished the first one. So maybe it's just, you know, the just that romantic when you start a sweater that you love it, and then you see people's flaws, and not that I'm gonna see any flaws, you know what I mean. It's just like when you start a relationship and you see everything is beautiful, and then the actual struggles, which cannot be the sweaters, or I don't know what I'm saying, okay? Like, I have not had any issues with it so far to make me not want to knit it again. I digress. I truly digress. Anyway, so I was on my Ravelry kind of like purging it a little bit because I had some sweaters that were twice, or I had some updates and whatever. So I was cleaning it out, and I saw the sweater, and I was just like, I just need to start this sweater. Like, it's now is the time. So that's what I did. I went into my yarn cabinet and I pulled this amazing yarn that I got from Chelsea Lux, and you see my, okay. So this is the color Cider Donut is by Chelsea Lux yarn. This is the 80-10-10, so it has 10% cashmere here, which I didn't remember that I got such luxurious yarn. And I was just like, okay, I don't own anything this deep red in my knitted stash of sweaters. So I was just like, I bought it first a sweater that I don't remember which one I bought it for. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find some nice contrasting yarn, mohair yarn, that I can use with this. So this pattern use DK weight yarn, or you can use a mohair held with a fingering weight yarn. So I was just like, I'm gonna get some mohair. I went to the Tea Cozy, which is not my nearest store, but the store that I love, which is in Ballard. I drove there, and I wanted to have a contrast. Like I said, I wanted a black, or probably a cream, or even a neon pink. That's why I didn't message Christina and ask her for the same color, whatever, which, you know, I don't even know if this is on in stock. Anyway, so I was just like having some other plans, and I tried a couple of yarns with this one, and I couldn't set up for any. I was not feeling it, but the girl who was helping me, she was like, well, you don't use a red. I was just like, well, it's not the same red, but I mean, it works. So beautiful. So this is the Sadness Garn. That's the name. Why you're not, you see. So here it is. Why is this touch autofocus is canceled? Like, you know. Anyway, so this is in the color. Let me get my glasses. So this is in the color 4236, and I got 5 for this sweater. The amount that I needed was 5 to pair it with this. This is 400 grams, and this is like 230 or something meters. So it's a little bit more yard wise, but got 5. I came home and I wind it and started right away, and my notes are the cutest notes. So I have not done too much progress on it. I am pretty much at the beginning of the yoke, and it's been hold on, can you see it? Okay, there you go. So it's such a joy. I love the color. So let's do some more of the details. So this pattern, let me, because it gets over, there you go. So it asks for a 3 millimeters or a 2.5 US 2.5 needle for the ribbed. I didn't do twisted rib because you have mohair, the element of the mohair, so it just kind of like a little blur it a little bit. So I just decided instead of going a needle up, because I didn't have the 3 millimeter for the neck, I decided to go down. So I went to US size 2 or 2.75 millimeter for the rib, which it made it quite tight, and I think also will keep the shape, because you know sometimes the rib gets a little intense. And I went ahead and I changed to the needle size, which I didn't gauge swatch, and I'm gonna say why. I don't gauge swatch, okay? I need to take a course, okay, and they can teach me, because I need to be taught, because I will gauge swatch, and when I am knitting on it, it's not the same, okay? So I just decided that it's not worth it. Which so far I had just one incident that the sweater was too small. Anyway, decided to make a size 3. I believe between the size 3 and 4, which will be the next one that can work for me. The first chart had the same amount of stitches. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish the chart, the yoke chart, and when I finish that one up, I'm going to go ahead and try it on and decide if I want to keep the size 3 stitches or if I want to move into a size 4 and do the increases and whatever. So to be determined, I started with the chart, which is really easy. It's, you know, it's kind of like a cute little design. It's not cables or anything. And what I noticed, and I don't know if you can notice here, I was doing the slip to knit and then pass those 2 stitches over wrong. I was slip getting out of the left needle, slip getting it out of the left needle, those 2 stitches, then knit in the next one, and then passing the other 2 together, and it was making some weird kind of cable looking stitch. So I noticed right away, and I just, you know, corrected. And I don't think you will see it because it was like the first 2 times that I did, and I think because of the mohair also it will blur it. But that's so far what I have, and out of the notes that I have, which I'm going to read it for you, why not? Hold on. I love making notes these days. Like, I don't know, I just love journaling, but I don't like journaling about my issues anymore. Probably having these issues are way more fun. So I wrote here that, you know, I said about not having the needle and blah blah blah, and how long it had to be the rib for the neck, and then I moved to the US size 6 needle, and I wrote here that the chart is so much fun. It's fast, it looks so plush and amazing, but it's actually really easy. I love in this yarn and mohair combination, which Christina have a mohair, so if you get the yarn, or you know, some other dyer, not just Christina, but just getting the same yarn at the same time. Also, I don't know, I love this red sweater. Probably will be more for autumn or whatever. Anyway, back to my notes. Totally forgot that the yarn had a little bit of cashmere on it, and it's so much fun and feels so good on the fingers. And then finishing working on row 8 and didn't want to put it down, but I had to save. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's so much fun. The rest of the notes are for my other whip, which, I mean, if you need a potty break, go for it. Because it's gonna get intense. Let me get my whip number 2. Okay. Okay, let's talk about my whip number 2, and is the Snowy Forest by Midori Heroes. And where's my, oh, there we go. There it is. Hold on. I am a little disorganized. I'm not disorganized, I just don't have anything to set my stuff on. So I'm a little, let me just move this out of the way. Hold on. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's not happening. Let me just put it. Okay. Okay. So I bought this when it came out. I think it came out last year in 2021, probably at the beginning. I don't remember. They took a little hiatus, and it was kind of like highly anticipated. Think that the theme is rooted, and it had some great designers like Denise Bayron, Midori Heroes, Alex Bird, Vera Valimaki, and the like. So just at least those are the ones that I recognized right away. And like I said, it was highly anticipated, and it was such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful magazine, and I loved it when it came. It's issue number 10, or the winter 2020, and I have a little bit to say. Oh yeah, I bought it on 12/15/2020, so right at the end of 2020. And I have a little complaint about this, and this is not new. I have said this before. This magazine doesn't have a discount or download code discount. It doesn't have a download code, and it's quite a big issue. It's beautiful, but if you are making something from it, it's a little intense to carry it around, because it doesn't have a download code for I don't know what reason. You cannot bring the pattern digitally to your iPad or like Knitting Companion or apps like that. That makes it really easy. You can though buy the pattern directly from the designer, which then again, if you want to wait and not get the magazine, then that's an option as well. But for me, that I paid an arm and a leg for this book was not cheap. It's up there in high $20, $30. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I get binded hardcover books for cheaper. And I know, yes, you have to pay for the designer, the whatever percentage or whatever, you know, not saying that it's not, but it's quite expensive. And it's really beautiful. The pictures are beautiful, and they do a very good job at setting the mood of the magazine, and it does have an aesthetic that is very liney, right? Very consistent, and you know, the paper is really nice, but how they put this together, it's awful. Because I went to just bought a copy, and the entire thing, like all the instructions like fell apart. And you know, it's a lot of money for it, and I didn't treat it poorly, so I was not like jamming on it or anything. It just detached, and I was just really upset about it. But when I got it, that aside, right? I'm not taking it back, because you know what? It's just something. What's this? This is something that I've never seen. What? Okay. So when I opened this up, I was really intrigued and in love with this when I saw the designs online, and I was like, oh my god, this is so pretty. But then when you just turn the page, there's this cropped version, and it has a little, I think it's held with mohair or something, and I was like, it's happening in my life. So I went, I got the yarn a long time ago. I got the Biche and Bouche Le Gros Silk and Mohair. This is a 28% mohair and 72% kid silk mohair. I got it in the color gray beige, just because I needed something. I don't have anything in this color, so I thought we need to move away from the pink, blush pink. And I think the color and the sweater design and how gauzy this fabric is when you knit with this yarn, or the fabric that you make when you knit with this yarn, I think it was like, oh, like the open and the angels, the knitting angels were singing down on me. So I got that one a long time ago. This is a DK weight yarn, and I didn't swatch again, but I've been loving it. It feels more like a light worsted than anything, so I took my chances with this, and so far it looked kind of big. I made a size 4. I'm making a size 4, and like I said, this is from Midori Heroes, and I'm going to link the link for her Ravelry that you can buy it from her. And coincidentally, it's like $6 compared to the other designs that I've talked before that are way more expensive than this. And her stuff is golden. Okay, if you have made the ranunculus, it's from her, I believe. Right, I'll put it here if it's not. Okay, anyway, it's worth it. I'm making a size 4. I'm using that yarn. I bought 7 skeins, which it was not high up there, but that yarn, it's not super expensive, but at the same time it's not cheap. And I started this in Blocktober or Blockmas, one of those, and I was kind of making the cardigan that it's on from the magazine as well. And I was just like, I don't know, let me show you the cardigan that I started as well. And in somewhere I have the yarn, bought the yarn, the whole thing. I'm not kidding. This magazine is so beautiful. You have recipes, you have interviews. It's inspirational as F. But please add a discount or a download code. Anyway, I'm making this cardigan right here, and the composition the composition is, it's not that it's not easy, but you have, okay, so the way they made, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but the way they do this, I forgot, the rosiminin embroidery knitting. So you don't have a big float, you just go back and forth, you make it like a big loop and you knit with it, and then you pull it, so you have your yarn is running this way, which it's, I was like, I cannot have long floats, but the way it's made is beautiful, and I love this yarn that they use because it's variegated and goes down. But that's a whip that probably I will revive soon. And I've been talking for 8 minutes and I have not even shown you guys my sweater. I mean, not drop anything. So here we are. Last time I talked about it and I show you guys, I was in the ribbed here on the neck, and it's quite long because you have again that folded neckline, which I am loving. I'm loving it on the neck, not on the hem. And I was trying to make cables without a cable needle, and I was able to for the first cable, this little itty bitty cables. This was a C2B, C2F, and I was able to make them without a cable needle, and she even showed you a video how to do that. And it was all so much fun until I started with the first big cable. So the amazing thing about this design is that the increase, it's right on that cable. So you have the increase on the inside, and I mean, genius. And you have an increase here at first, and then you have an increase in the side, and then as well on the little itty bitty cable that goes down in between the big ones. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful so far. I am just finishing this row, and I'm about to do, I think, one more neutral or whatever row after the cable, because I have a cable that goes down right here, and I have the second cable to do, and I am so excited. This is not for you to sit and knit. Sorry, yes, this is what else are you gonna do with it? But it's not good to sit and watch TV, at least not now, because I'm working on those cables, and I want to make sure that I don't have errors because of the mohair element of the yarn. You guys know when you rip on it, it's something. So I ended up working with a cable needle. It did stop me at first because, you know, I didn't want to use a cable needle. I was able to just not work with the cable needle and you just do the you know, cables without it. Then I use it for the big one, which, I mean, I probably need something that is wood instead of plastic because this is kind of slippery. And then for here down, I've been using the cable needle every single time I have a cable right here. That makes sense. So I have lovely notes on this sweater, and I love, oh my god, I love it so much. It looks so pretty. Okay, so I started with I don't remember the needle size for this, but then I think it was US size 8, and I was using Addie's metal ones, and then I use Addie's up to here. When I was about to, or when I made this first cable, for me, the Addie's were not working anymore. It was not, I don't know, it was just, I was not feeling it on the needles. It was just feeling weird. So I changed to the likey needles. I have 2 sets of these. I have the short ones and the long ones, and I got out the long ones. I started here when I changed the needle with at US 10 needle, but the design asked for a 10.75 or 10.5, I don't remember. So right here I decided also to knit with a bigger needle, and which, you know, it's just like a couple of millimeters, but I feel I love knitting mohair with wood needles for some reason. So that is one thing that I have switched that I think is major, and it doesn't glide as easy with the Addie's, but I think with this yarn, for me, I have more control. That makes sense. So I have a lot of control, but I photocopy the instructions with, you know, not everybody have a photocopier on her, or, you know, like a printer that you can photocopy on it. So again, a little roadblock, but I was able to get through it. And my notes are something. And I kept my glasses just because I wanted to read those. Okay, so let me read you some of the notes that I have. Okay, started this one a couple of months ago with a super long rib. It was boring. I love Midori Hiro's design so much. My yarn is super cozy. I learned how to make a C2F and C2V cables without a cable needle. Yay me. Then, all caps, we started with the CCB and C6F cables. Tried to do it without a cable needle, but it was too tight, so I decided to use the needle, the cable needle. So she has some videos on how to do it without the cable. I mean, my brain didn't want to compute, so I was like, you know what, we're not gonna do that. I pushed through, and I say this because I have the notes, I skipped some. So on Saturday, I wrote, I'm loving it. I changed to the wood needles and it feels better. It glides differently. I have more control, and I changed from US 10 to US 10.5. I said that. And I added a new ball, seamless. 5 minutes later, after writing that I love that, I just said that I loved it. I have to do a CF2 plus an increase and a CF7 with an increase, and then some foul like what the hell. So the CF2 was a nightmare. The yarn was too gauzy and it's hard to see where I am at and make the increase. So just grab the yarn to make the increase. I thought, okay, so, you know, I made a couple and I was able to memorize it and just do it in the round, but for me it didn't work. I had to read every single time how to make the C7F and C7B every single time. I felt like, wow, my brain cannot compute. And it was just that increase I was grabbing from the different, it was just something. So I had to read every single time that I made this cable, which, you know, it took me a whole hour just to go and do it really well because I didn't want to mess it up, right? I was what? Oh, I was doing the increases in the cable needle instead of the working. Oh, so I was doing the increases wrong. So so that was looking not too pretty, and it was kind of difficult just because I don't know, it was just something. So just a little roadblock, and I love that I have that information written down so I can refer to later, or I can let you know. But I think just it's not a fast sweater. It's truly test your patience, your even though I have tested my patience, I don't feel like I feel differently from it. Like I don't feel like it's boring. I feel that it's really, it keeps my attention there, and this plot twist that she does all the time in the way that she does the increases are so eloquently, like beautifully made, that it's worth the hassle. I think it will definitely worth the hassle. And then the only thing before I leave, because I think this is gonna be super long, I don't know if you have seen the new pom-pom, but I have subscribed to it. I think I did like a 3-month thing, and I think this is my last one. And this is the spring 2022. It's called Dreamscape, and everything is mohair heavy, which I mean, there's some things here that are glorious. See that? So beautiful. Let me see if I see. I love this kind of designs, but I don't like working with one strand of mohair. Nope. Such a beautiful magazine this time around. I mean, I wish I have all the time in the world and the quickest hands and all the money to buy all the yarn and to do all the things, but look at this. This is beautiful. And what I was thinking of making was either this right here, you see that, super beautiful, or and just pulling that mohair out, just get my nose is like, or this one. I love that one. It looks really, really, really pretty, really feminine. The only thing that, or the only concern that I may have, it's may feel a little kiddish with the little ruffle, but all those ruffles right here on the yoke kind of are really in right now, so I may think about that. Anyway, I've been talking for a couple of like 2 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and just end the video here. I am not going to show any sewing. I think the only thing that I want to, hold on. The only thing that I want to start today, and that's why I said that I had all the makeup. Did I say that? I did say that. I know my, I erased that. But I want to make this with this, so I'm waiting for my daughter to get up and see if she likes it and then move forward with it, because I don't know if this is gonna happen. But I've been shaving and getting all the lint kind of really fussy things off from it, and here it looks really good, but on the inside I don't know if you can tell all that fussy, because this is a vintage rescued from Goodwill blanket, and I wish I would keep it like that, but she wants something, and I bought it for her, so for my daughter, and I showed that on my Vlogtober. I think it was like day 15 or 15 or 16 or something like that. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for being here. I hope and I'm loving that my knitting mojo is back, and that I have everything to share, and I always overshare every single detail, but I think it's important sometimes. I learn from other people's struggle, some people don't. And I'm one of those. Anyway, and I hope to be back soon. Anyway, take care. Bye bye.